Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Season 2, 2020, iRacing Michelin Pilot Challenge. You've got myself, James Salt, Tom McMahon, alongside me in the commentary box. Hello, Tom. Good evening.
Good evening, one and all. How are we?
All good, mate. All good. Looking forward to this new season, new car, most importantly as well, on screen, watching... who are we watching? Well, we're watching qualifying.
Watching the number one car.
The number one car.
Justin Brunner. And yes, they're all starting their second laps now, or the majority of the field. Really good strength of fields of both. Exciting that iRacing have decided to increase the grid sizes. So we've got a nice grid of 37 for you all tonight.
And that's up from what? It's about 25, wasn't it, last season? Obviously, that's 25 with just one car, but we were concerned, weren't we, when this came out a couple of days ago, and well, yesterday, in fact, and the grid size, despite being two classes, was still 20, well, high 20s, wasn't it?
Even today, it was literally a patch about 4 hours ago on the iRacing's end to just increase the grid sizes, which is really good. Really
Definitely.
Good.
Jonathan Steggers in chat. Hello, guys. Hey, Jonathan. How you doing? Looking forward to this. Yeah, so we're in qualifying. Laguna Seca. It's probably about an hour, 2 hours drive south from San Francisco, I think. I have a look before, potentially even visiting it. But yeah, Laguna Seca, round one in this IMSA Michelin Pilot Challenge series. Looking forward to this. Strength of field as well. Have you mentioned that already, Tom?
Yes, I said that we've got a good strength of field.
Yeah.
We've got, I think it was 4.7k for the GT4s and about 3.2k for the TCR.
So it is top split, as we know, and it's a high top split as well. New car, it feels like a bit of a new series because of the freshness that a new car brings to this. But I mean, we should also talk about I suppose the differences between the cars and the lap times and how they're actually quite close. Strengths and weaknesses for both cars.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So from a bit of reconnaissance that I've done, it's about, for your like-for-like drivers, it's about 2 seconds at the top end. So obviously, what you can see here, so we've got Florian, who we're on board with. He's on pole at the moment with a 1:30.4. And that is as fast as the slowest GT4. And just to help all viewers out, as you can probably see, on the tower on the left-hand side, the yellow cars, with the yellow marker on their numbers, signifies the GT4 class, and the light blue signifies the TCRs. Just so we might have some mixing the orders up, but obviously, for those who might be new to multi-class racing, the TCRs are not racing the GT4s. So if they do get ahead, that doesn't affect anything. It's just they're racing the cars in their own class.
And if you're a GT4 and you have a spin, it's going to be tricky to get through the TCRs again, because again, only a couple of seconds per lap difference. And if you are obviously carrying damage as well, it's going to add to that. So yeah, it's going to be good. I don't think we'll see too much lapping in that sense. It's a short-ish race of 30 minutes, so.
Shortest race, the short-ish race, and the only difference really being, Tyson's had a moment. The only kind of real difference that they'll make up is at the start, where the TCRs will probably make a gap for the GT4s, just so they don't sort of run into the back of them. Jorge's on a good lap. He's set a purple sector 4 for TCR. Comes across the line, doesn't improve. Maybe he's just getting the tires and getting in some practice.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the attention's this week, and it'll die down, I guess, but it is on the GT4. I think a lot of people are obviously throwing themselves in that car, and it's a fun car to drive, certainly. I've had a few laps in it. But we've got to remember as well that, we've been commentating on this series from last season, and looking at the TCR grid, there's some regulars in there. Mateus, we've got Fraser Smith in there. I'm trying to think who else. Connor Paris as well. Again, these are familiar drivers that we see sort of week in, week out in this series. So it's good to see that they're committed to that Audi car, and despite having the new freshness of the Porsche GT4.
Absolutely. And here is the grid. And Thomas Petitjean with a 127.5, miles clear of everyone else. 8/10 clear from Nicolas Fontana on the front row, Maxime Ramstein in third, Marcel Fassbender in fourth, Samuel Rendau and Daniel Muth making out row 3. Jackie Lotzman, who has raced before in a different league we're familiar with, in P7, Daniel Cruz P8, Luzinho Gonzaga in P9, Tyson Meyer in P10, Sasha Gorley in P11, and Oskari Rin in P12. Then if I'm just going to scroll through, everyone can kind of see as these go. Nick Tyson in P13, Justin Brunner. As we get down and find, here we go. The TCRs. So we got Florin Minkwitz in taking pole position for the TCRs with Matthias Ochoki in P2, just missing out by a tenth of a second. Alex Neller still under 2/10 in P3. Fraser Smith P4. Chesney Vincent P5. Peter Van Gool P6. Jonathan Brown and Paul Slavenik make up row 4 for the TCRs. Jorge Augusto and Nicodem Jr. Vaitzabiki in P10.
Good effort with that one.
I thought so. That rolled off the tongue. And the cars are already gridding up, getting ready. And so we can get the timing tower back online, and they are about to head off. And obviously you'll probably see quite a lot of tyre warming, some weaving going on. Hopefully no one makes a mess of it and sort of smashes into each other. But I'm really looking forward to this one, Mr. Salt. We
ended last season with an absolute, where was it? We had a brilliant race at the end of last season. It was only the TCRs, obviously. So Imola, that was it. Yeah, it was brilliant, was that. So hopefully we see similar to that. Yeah, we've got a full warm-up lap. And like you said, a lot of weaving going on, as we can see. This car, I don't know, it's a nice car to drive, isn't it? It's quite settled, it's quite forgiving. Certainly, if anyone's tried the GT3s this week on their new tyre model, I'll be honest, I'm struggling around Spa compared to the old model, which felt like it was on rails. Certainly having to drive it. Whereas this GT4 car, yeah, it feels like it's working straight away. I'm not having to stressfully drive it too much. TCRs as well, following. Who's the pole guy? It's Florian, isn't it, on pole
yes.
for the TCRs? Mateus as well in second or third. Mateus in that blue Audi TCR that we've seen again. He was in the battle, wasn't he, at Imola last season on that last lap where we saw quite a lot of change. This is going to be interesting. We've got 2 races effectively going on at once. We'll try and capture all the action that we can. We do get, you know, flashes and notifications when we see crashes, so we'll have a look back at that. I think it's often the case where we want to see the first lap completed, see how it settles down, and we just hope that everyone gets round. I did actually watch a race yesterday where someone spun right here in the corkscrew, believe it or not, on this formation lap.
On the formation lap, you were saying?
On the formation lap, yeah.
Wow. Well, suddenly we're almost there. So Thomas with a quite big pace advantage, it looked like it. Being able to get that 127 in. But the pace car is in.
It is. It's usually complete the last corner, and if you were Thomas, you're probably going to put your foot down and bolt straight away. Let's see if he does that. I'd say he has done. It wasn't. Yeah, he's away. He leads the cars over the start-finish line for week 1 in this new championship, and he's got a good start there. Side by side for P3 behind Marcel Fassbender.
And it's all looking fairly
How
clean.
are the TCRs doing? Let's have a look at them. They must be on to turn 1 now. We've got Fraser Smith.
Somehow,
Yeah.
Fraser has nipped ahead already, and we've got a crash. We've got a crash up ahead.
Oh, we've got a spin as well. We've just seen, who's that falling down? Is it Sven Dreyer? Looks like he's fallen to the back.
Yes. Well, wow, there's Porsches everywhere. Obviously, new damage model.
Yeah. Now this is tricky, isn't it, for everyone to navigate this? Porsche quick in a straight line, Audi equal to the Porsche in the corners. And it's just interesting to see how they're going to navigate this. We've got another spinner. Is that? Oh, I thought that was Fraser Smith. It looked like a Brittech Sim Sport livery, but it was different car and livery altogether.
Riley Thompson looks like he's gone off. Moving right to the front though, so it's still Thomas leading with Nicholas chasing down and Marcel Fassbender a little bit detached, second back already. We've got
I thought that could have been a slow down, but yeah. So Jackie Lotterman on the outside, Andretti hairpin. And I was going to say he's been mugged off for 2 positions there, but Jackie, I mean, he gets it back on track, doesn't he? He's pointing the right way, so it could have been a lot worse if you are that car.
Daniel Muth maybe going for a move down the inside there.
It just didn't look on, in my opinion. I don't know what it looked like on board, but Jackie in 7th. That gap at the front still half a second, so Nicholas Fontana doing a good job of keeping Thomas under pressure. And then we've got Fassbender and Ramstein, great surname, in 4th place. It's probably Ramstein, I guess, but we'll call it Ramstein for the heavy metal band.
Yeah, hopping back to the TCRs, you've got Fraser Smith making a little bit of gap. I would like to know how Fraser has managed to jump from maybe just caught napping when the green flag went if they were making a gap, and Fraser just reacted quick.
He had a great start, didn't he? Yeah.
Probably be the guess. TCR's battling very, very close, which is great to see. And I think Nicholas may have made a slight mistake.
That gap's now 1.2, was 0.5, so he had a moment in the last couple of sectors of that lap, not sure where, but
yeah, lost
not
7
too far
tenths.
behind.
We've had a crash. Alexander Lange has gone off. So big movers so far, just making an overtake now down the inside. Justin Brunner next to Sasha Gourlay, I believe. Sasha's driver in front, or Sasha I should say, with Justin behind. So yeah, Justin's up 5 places, Jake Browning up 7. So there's clearly a major incident at the beginning of the GT4 start. We'll try and go back and find that for you.
And it looks like, despite the spins and the crashes, we've got one person, Oscaru Rin, in the pits. Whether he's quit, I'm not too sure, but everyone else is still running. There are cars quite mixed up. Tyson Mayer as well down in, I don't know what, well, he's 15th, I believe, out of the Porsches, but he's well down there, so he was certainly caught up in something early on. Still on with Sasha Gourlay, who is under pressure from Brunner, but we did see that racing into the Andretti hairpin at turn 1, and then further up the road for those guys, we've got Lotterman, who's now right behind Cruz. There we go, pushing him round. Having a look down the inside into that last hairpin, and it looks like he's got that move completed. Where is...
Side by side.
There we go. Yeah, I was going to say, where is he? Side by side. So he should now, and Jackie's on the outside, Cruz on the inside. Is actually...
Jackie's going to fire it back down the inside? No. So, because obviously Jackie's trying to make his way back through.
Yeah.
After that little sort of half
Oh, he's gone wide there. Oh, yeah, I'm going to say, was there a bit of contact there? A bit of argy-bargy, but I don't know. Difficult to see from the angle that we were watching from. What we got here? Nicholas Fontana.
This is P2.
Under pressure, yeah. I mean, looks like Thomas Petitjean has...
checked out.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, no mistake so far. Quickest in pole in qualifying, grabbed pole, and it's opened that gap already. Only 4 laps into almost 3 seconds, so good job from him. But yeah, this battle for seconds looking interesting now. Fontana and Fassbender with Ramstein. slowly caught them, but he's right on the back of them now. It's a tighter line through there, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was... I'm not one to argue with a 6,000 iRacing, but...
Nope.
It did seem a little bit tighter than the usual line, but maybe just trying to off-put. Slow it down, clip the apex. Who can get the run? Maxime seems a little bit... We're all very close to each other, actually.
Yeah, yeah. And Justin Brunner as well, 8th and 9th with Daniel Cruz. That's a battle that's also going on. As well as 10, 11... sorry, 11, 12, 13 also looks like a good battle.
And here's a nice little battle. Jumping back to the TCRs.
Oh, yes, the TCR.
Oh, that's a Porsche. Suddenly appearing out of nowhere. Lucinho Gonzaga. And this is where I know you're trying to get back into a race, but you're now interfering with first, second, and because that's Alex Nella in third, who won't be too impressed because he's going to lose, because that is an absolutely battered.
Yeah.
And this is just costing Alex so much time. It's a wounded Porsche. It's not going to be quick either.
So Gonzaga needs to get the foot down now and open that gap. Otherwise, it's a dilemma that neither want. But we'll see how he does. Battle for the lead. Fraser Smith, Jorge Augusto. Fraser, yeah, we said earlier on, I had a belting start. Somehow managed to. Fraser was top 5, wasn't he? This is interesting. He's covering off that inside line. Jorge, does he have a? He's got an inch, hasn't he? But he's decided to pull out of that.
Oh, there was a little bit of argy-bargy. Here comes the Porsche out of nowhere.
Yeah, that Porsche of Gonzaga again causing a bit of a dilemma for both drivers, himself and...
He's going to get... And here comes Alex joining the party.
Oh, he's having a look down. Yeah, Fraser's going to be in that helmet, not enjoying that moment. And now actually, oh, Jesus.
Part of the Corinthians rally team.
Yeah. Wrong series. Mind you, the car looks like it's been rallying, so...
Yeah. This guy, he should sort of blast past? No. Well, that damage is probably...
Yeah, I mean, he's surely gonna have a look now. He is. Fraser, rightfully so, not putting up too much of a fight, but... I mean, Jorge is not exactly far behind, and look at him now. He's actually in front by an inch, but Fraser will have the inside line into turn 2. He does, so he closes that off. And then Alex Nella's also caught right back up, so actually, considering Gonzaga's sort of, getting through the top 3 of that series, he's done it pretty well. And he has checked out, he's up the roads. But yeah, Fraser Smith leading this trio of cars. Fraser's slow out of there, isn't he? We've seen that.
Yeah, I mean, this would be a bold move. And that's surely going to give Alex the run up the hill.
Alex Nella now on the outside going into the corkscrew. You can make it work, but it doesn't work that often. And that's unbelievably 3 wide into the corkscrew. If you want to try it, you're welcome to do so, but it often ends like that.
Well, I think, so they were both later on the brakes. So who?
We lost Alex Nella from the top
Jorge
2, didn't we?
Yeah, was the latest. He was going the slowest, wasn't he? So if we have a look,
yeah, it's almost one to look back at, isn't it? So is that Alex Nella that just looks down the? No, Alex Nella goes flying, doesn't he?
So
is it Jorge that kind of just saw a gap and went for it? Basically.
I can go again, just to show you again. It's Jorge coming up the hill on the inside. They both brake later.
Yeah. And Fraser actually moves aside a little bit, probably seeing his rear mirrors get full of Audi.
But here it is from... No, that's Jorge.
This is Jorge on board, isn't it? Where we see... I mean, it's a good move from him, but we lost... I don't know. We need to look. Almost need to look at it in slow-mo.
Yeah, we'll come back to that one.
Yeah,
we will come back to that one.
So that's now Tyson Mia, isn't it? In the last place Porsche. He's on the back of Fraser Smith now. Battle for 3rd position looks well and truly on as well in the GT4s. That's going to be an interesting one. Fassbender. They look like they're probably side by side in them. They are, in fact. Sorry. Here we are. So this is, yeah, 2, 3, and 4 for the Porsche series that we've seen now for, well, a few laps since the start, actually.
Yeah.
Petit-Jean, again, he's up to 6 seconds, so no one's going to take that lead away from him unless he makes a mistake. Unsurprisingly, given his qualifying time.
Yeah, and he's second a lap quicker. He's a lot quicker.
I'd be interested to know what series these guys, you know, especially at the 6,000 iRating, sorry, 5,000, not that there's much different. He was on the ragged edge of that, wasn't he? I was going to say, it'd be interesting to know what series they came from to get into this series and, you know, to have that, to have that edge over the rest of the drivers for Thomas Petit-Jean is, you know, be interesting to know.
Well, Thomas Petit-Jean is the 7 car.
Yeah.
So he's not the highest rating. I mean, the highest rating is Justin Brunner with nearly a 7,000 I rating. So Thomas is only 5,000 I rating. Conor Priest has just had a little moment.
I saw that. We had was that crash? What was a crash a few moments ago as well that I'm seeing? Who was in that crash? That was Herbert Fruschel.
Getting passed by many people. We'll stick with the live action, and we can always pop back because this is as close as the action we've got. We've also got Matteo Prudhomme flashing his lights.
As Jonathan Steggers in chat says, see you, Petit-Jean. Yeah, I agree. See you later. He's checked out. I was going to say that's contact.
that's now just shoving someone down the road.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's clear to see that Prudhomme, Matthew, is a quicker driver of the two. But Cruz was also quick, wasn't he? We saw him.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think he's a slow driver. What's Cruz's I rating? He's 5,300 versus 6,100 driver. So these guys, not exactly slow, are they? Certainly.
No, what is really good? Oh, here we go. It's side by side into the corkscrew. What's great to see is cars being able to stick this close together. So 3 cars within half a second.
Fraser Smith's had a moment. He's out, I believe. Is he out? What's happened to Fraser? I saw Fraser Smith dropping down the TCR. Yeah, he's gone from the top 5. I'm not sure what's happened to Fraser, but he's now down. Where is Fraser on the timings? Let's have a look.
Fraser's right there.
Oh, okay. Forget that. Forget what I said. He's not had a moment. He's there.
Back to the front because these two are side by side, and that is Marcel trying to go around the outside. Maxime has moved up a spot, I believe. I make that.
Yeah, I mean, Fontana's not getting away, is he? He's not been challenged that, I could say challenged that much, but it's a constant challenge, to be honest. But it's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds, because we've still got 16 minutes left, just gone into the 14th minute of racing. So still plenty of laps to go. And this battle for we've got Lotterman in 7th, they've got Brunner and Randall in 5th, so this battle for the top 5 as well is heating up. Lotterman, we know, is quick. It's a name I recognise, Jackie Lotterman. We've seen him I think we've raced him before, Tom, in different series as well.
Very quick in an Audi, I seem to remember.
Yes.
From the GT3 league, I believe, the British GT Championship we raced in. We've got Sasha Gourlay all over the back of Jake Browning.
That was half a move going into the corkscrew. That was brave, but luckily they both got through.
And I'm not deliberately disregarding the TCRs, but sadly, it doesn't look like... Oh, here, I found a battle for our TCR.
It's Jonathan! We know Jonathan.
We do know Jonathan. He was had a great race at Brands Hatch Indy, I remember, from season 1. Yeah,
he was in the battle as well at Imola. We felt he was probably one of the quicker on track, but if you remember, he had that battle with Paul Smith, if I remember, and they had side-by-side contact, but it's good to see Jonathan still committed to the Audi, running 7th as well.
Alex is still driving round. He has lost his wing mirror after that contact, but he's still in 4th.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Still on to gain some I rating as well, so he'll be happy about that.
Well spotted as well with that wing mirror. I probably wouldn't have noticed that.
Eagle-eyed.
Yeah. New damage model as well on both. Well, I say on both cars. Obviously, one car's brand new anyway. So
Nicholas has made a mistake somewhere because he was in second. And I'm trying...
Yeah, we've got Ramstein in second now, haven't we? Yes. So we've got it. Yeah. So Maxim passed Nicholas. Yeah, I can see that a few moments ago. Have to have a look at that one.
Yes. But so Maxime 10 seconds up the road behind Thomas Petitjean with an absolutely dominant performance. There's another fast 27.0.
He's on to gain 89 as well.
He is so much faster than the rest of the field.
I want that setup.
I want that.
It's probably
talent.
not. Yeah, I was going to say it's probably not the setup, but new car. I think a lot of people are still extracting what you can out of it, and clearly he's done a good job of that.
Nick is the next one trying to put a move on Daniel Cruz. There's not really a gap there. Get it slowed down.
It's almost inviting, isn't it, the Andretti hairpin, because the natural line is to go a little bit wide to hit both apexes and sort of crescent between them, but that can almost open up that gap, and you do see a lot of people be spun around because of that.
Yeah, and it is quite, if you outwardly try and defend it, it's quite an easy line to defend.
Yeah.
Because you can't really, it's a hard move to go right around the outside.
Yeah,
yeah. Almost trying to set up a switchback type maneuver.
But it is going into turn one, considering the straight. Yeah. It is one of them. It's really the last corner and the first corner, isn't it, where you've got your obvious, or your more obvious overtaking opportunities.
If you've got
it's actually quite difficult, isn't it, elsewhere?
A willing dance partner, you can go into the corkscrew, but
yeah,
it has to be willing. You can't have, as we saw. Well, that was more two people fighting and outbroke themselves and careered into the leader. Who did get away with it though. Am I seeing that right? That Fraser Smith is out?
I think it's because of the GT4s have gone over the line, something like that.
Oh, okay.
It might sort itself out. Yeah, that's what I saw a few moments back, where I thought Fraser Smith's dropped out of the race, whereas in fact he's still in second. Sven Dreer as well is. Yeah.
There's a chop. And sticking his nose in, and that's wide for Daniel, and he's going to get mugged for 2 spots here.
He is. Stay calm, let it go, gather your pace again, and try. And try again.
And Daniel moving up as well. Very nice little move. I'll tell you what, Nicholas has either done something to his tyres, because he is struggling for pace, and up the hill we go.
Another move into the corkscrew. Let's see if they can make this happen. That looked a bit close. He's not going to have a look. It's so dangerous through there. Like you said earlier, you can do it if you've got a willing dance partner. But this is often difficult, and you often see a car get spun around here, but we haven't this time, have we? Fontana's still now on that inside, so he should have that. You're right, his pace has dropped off massively from what we saw at the start.
Yeah,
It's literally been pushed around the corner.
Marcel now. I mean, check their lap times. The two in the front, 27.2, 28.0. Plays a 29.7. And he's not even. Well, he's going to fight it, is he? He's going to go try and hold it around the outside, but you're not going to get any grip out there. And that's Marcel.
Wide, yeah. Interesting to see his. Unless he's got any damage on the back, it looks a little bit scruffy, but
I think that was just from that nudge we saw.
Fontana choking, says Jonathan in chat. Yeah, I agree. I don't know what's happened to him. He's
stuck it on second, wasn't he? He was second on the grid, and
he's the lowest I rating out of the top 5. It's only 4,290, which is massive.
Still on to gain 79.
Yeah, whereas he's surrounded by guys that are actually 6,000. Actually, Justin himself is almost 7,000. So seriously quick guys.
It could be that Nicholas was able to switch the tyres on for qualifying, And as obviously, and I've found in the race that I've done, the longer you put sort of heat into these tires, just the quicker it gets.
Yeah.
And so it could be that everyone's tires are now up to full temperature, and he just isn't as quick. Could be an explanation for that.
Yeah, yeah. We've got some flashing going on. We've got Vincent in the TCR down 10 places, so he's not having a good race. What we're watching here, we're watching Thyssen going into the corkscrew and having a spin on exit. Yeah, that's common. Too much apex on the inside upsets the car, and we do see that, or I've seen that a few times around here. One of the things actually from driving this car that I liked is it does handle a lot of the curbs quite well. Like the sausage curbs around here, as demonstrated by Jackie Lotterman there. Thank you, Jackie. In a GT3 car, you have to, especially the Mercedes, you'd see the bonnet start to crumple when you hit them and actually damage the car. I don't think this GT4 car is susceptible to that around here.
I've hit that curb that you're mentioning, and no, it is. Yeah. It's fine.
This one's soft and deadly, that one right there. As Jackie demonstrates again, thank you again, Jackie.
And here we are seeing a little bit of lap traffic, which is quite entertaining to see. I think Jackie may have just run into the
that was there. That was late on the. Was it late?
I think it was just they checked up for the Audi. Yeah. That's in the way slightly.
Yeah, he did an okay job of getting out of the way. That was Froscher that actually I think we did. I saw on the event screen that did have a crash earlier on. So
and this does look like the closest battle on track. Finding our mate Mateus, who we have raced hard with in TCRs. Checking with our leader of the TCRs, Jorge, with quite the gap now over Fraser. About 9 seconds, maybe more.
He's doing a good job.
Doing a very good job. So moving back up, because the closest action is Jackie trying to get past Samuel Rendau for P5, P6. Sorry, I stand corrected on that. But as I said, you can defend quite well round Laguna, and Samuel is demonstrating that. Jackie trying to take a bit more speed up the hill.
Took a wider exit there. Again, you can pass here, but it's... Oh, he's having a look around the outside. Can he carry that around the outside and get the... He can do. Is he going to... Oh dear. Was that net code, do we think? It looked like there wasn't... Well, there was contact to have that... That effect on the car.
That's even if there was netcode, Jackie was.
That's what I mean. Yeah, yeah, it was always going to hit him, but I don't think the netcode helped there.
I'm just trying to find as we are gonna.
I don't necessarily think Jackie did anything wrong. It just is what it is, isn't it? It's just I don't know.
Again, we'll come back to that.
Yeah.
I would. Tough racing, if you're going to call it that, but I would.
So Brunner as well is the next. Well,
next on the Fontana hit list.
Yeah. Well, Fontana's been mugged from second at the start to now. I mean, it's not bad. He's still running in 4th position. And his lap times. Let's have a look at them. So he's actually got his lap times back on track. He did a 27.9. So he's actually quicker than the 3 guys in front of him, other than Thomas Petitjean, obviously.
But you can see Nicholas's lap actually was a 28.8. I think you read Justin's.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, last lap for Nicholas was a 28.8.
Oh, sorry, yes, you're right. Justin's on the pace, whereas everyone in front of
lap
Justin's
traffic
slower.
here of a GT4, so this should be leaping out of the way. Who have we got up front? Oh, no, that's not lap traffic at all. That is Marcel.
The number 4 car, Marcel Fassbender, running in 3rd. So this is now a battle for the podium. With you also look at is it Lotterman and Fontana. Obviously, Fontana is very much in this battle. But if we can have Justin, let's have a look at lap times. So yeah, 31 for Marcel Fassbender then. Justin Brunner over 28.8. Did I see a spin? Yes, I did. Oh.
That's the moment for Marcel.
Oh, look at that. Well held.
Well held, that man. I knew
That looked
there must
good.
have been something. And there it was. How he didn't put that in the wall. Probably his 6,000 I rating helped him.
Yeah.
Great save.
That's why he's 6,000 I rating and I'm not. This looks interesting. This is Fontana, isn't it? On the in the Martini liveried car with seat number 1.
That's wide.
Oh. Is Fontana going to have a look into the corkscrew? No, he's not. No. Surely not. He's on the back foot. He needs to take what he can from this race. Still in 5th, so still a solid position at this point. Jackie Lotterman next. Up behind Fontana. I mean, it's a bit of a gap, and we've only got 3.5 minutes left, so.
And Mathieu has put in a 28.3, so he's been quicker than Jackie last time round. So we've got some people with some really good late race pace, and some others who are maybe struggling.
Yeah, look at Fassbender, 27.9.
So he's collected himself after his moment of drifting expertise. And so what was that? So Nicholas's lap time was a 30.4, but we did see them battling. And
we've got a battle for 5th in the TCRs. Just noticing Florian Minkbits and Diogo. Let's have a look at these into the corkscrew.
And they are just behind.
Fraser Smith's in 3rd now, so Alex Neller. Because Fraser was in 2nd, wasn't he, for the majority of the race? So Neller's got back. And Neller's actually shown some great pace to get back from that incident we saw at the corkscrew. Conor Paris down in 9th. Again, and Jonathan in 8th. Jonathan Brown.
Some regulars though.
Regulars, yeah. I think Fraser's doing a great job in 3rd position.
Believe.
This is side by side, almost steering into each other at one point there.
Dylan's got no boot.
He's got no boot. He's got no spoiler on the back. Surely that's not going to help his rear end.
I remember.
Oh wow, no boot entirely. Yeah.
Dylan put that great move on Rob Baker. Do you remember at Paddock?
Yes.
At Brands?
Yeah.
So yeah, another TCR regular, and he's doing it with no boot and no rear spoiler.
The shopping's going to be everywhere. It's going to be right down the road. It's going to be like Mario Kart.
Those flames though, carrying him to P10.
Well, as we know, flames make everyone go quicker, don't they? So. Conor Paris in 9th. Again, I don't know if we have covered the GT4s more. You said earlier on that the TCRs were kind of split up quite early on. I think that's probably due to the Porsches having such a moment themselves. So it's been tricky to follow them. We've seen some racing. We saw that great action into the corkscrew, which it was Alex Neller that I believe came off worst there. Is Alex now taking the lead in the TCRs, or is this the timing board that's... Jorge's still there, sorry. The timing board on the left isn't fully accurate, but we've just seen a big spin.
Jackie. That's Jackie Lotterman. Round.
That was on its own, wasn't it?
Yep.
And we saw him going wide a couple of times there and using all the track limits, but in that moment, just too much. Sent him round. 8th position currently.
Yeah, just out.
Round he goes,
Out in the sandy stuff.
Yeah. And that's,
very easily done.
Easily done indeed.
Has recovered though.
So this is the last lap. Thomas Petitjean
has
started the last lap. Yeah.
Here is he's lost his. He's only 3 seconds ahead.
That was up to about, well, it's
15.
certainly 10 seconds, and he's lost his rear spoiler.
Yeah.
What's happened there? He was doing well. He can still win this. He's got 1 lap to go.
His last lap was 1:39.
Oh, he's had a massive moment. We need to have a look at that when this race is complete. But Maxim Ramstein, he's had a great race. Further behind them, I've just noticed into that quick left-hander, there's 3 or 4 cars going through there. Although it looks like lap traffic.
So
Marcel Fassbender there. Ramstein. Oh, he's taking a. Okay, so he's got the lapped car out of the way. Interesting. But I think Thomas has done enough. That gap was so massive that despite his, what was it? It must have been a 12-second loss for his moment that he had. We'll definitely have a look. It looks big as well. He's knocked the rear spoiler off.
I wonder if a lap car hit him.
Be interesting to see if that did happen. But I mean, yeah, like I was saying, such a dominant performance got him the gap, and he's won the race despite having that moment. I'm sure he's quit to have a look straight away at that replay himself. Justin Brunner,
up 10 spots.
Seed number 1, up 10 spots, brings it home in 4th. Matthew in 4th, in 6th position. Sorry. Fontana finishes in 5th. So he did get that top 5 position despite us seeing a loss of pace. It still clearly had good pace. He still finished 5th in a 4,000 plus strength of field, so he's not slow by any means. Lotterman in 8th. We saw that spin just before the corkscrew in that left-hander. Jorge is going to come to complete his last lap for the TCRs. Jorge Augusto. I don't think he's a name that we've commentated on. I don't know. It might be. Just
not familiar. I do think he was seed 1. He was car number 1 for the. That car's run out of fuel. But takes the win.
Just got over the line, that class. Alex Neller. Great job from him to get back. It was Alex, wasn't it, that came off worst into that. So fantastic for him to get back to where he is. Fraser Smith, I think he'll be happy with that as well. I think he where did Fraser start? In
he started 9th.
He did start 9th, so he's had a great drive. How the hell did Fraser Smith get from 9th to 1st in a matter of 2 or 3 corners?
We'll have some digging. I
wonder if he just went on
digging.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, interesting race. Race is over. Often takes a while, doesn't it, to get the grid up. But I enjoyed that. That was good. It's Laguna Seca is often a. I don't know. I do like Laguna Seca. I think it sometimes frustrates me because of the lack of kind of opportunity that it presents.
Yeah.
But you know, we've seen a few cars. Once you lose it, you can often lose it big. There's a couple of good moments. I do enjoy the corkscrew. That's always action through there. But yeah, it's often a train around Laguna if you've got the right drivers. What
we've
we
still
looking
got
at?
a car driving round, which is why my results aren't loading.
Oh right, okay. Diogo Charisma. There we go. Yeah. So he's saying he's running 8th. So he's just completing his in lap basically. I wonder if looking at the front of that car, I wonder if he went into the back of Thomas Petitjean.
Well, the results are not playing ball, but I can give you from the tower. So Thomas Petitjean took home P1 for the opening round, as we're going to be streaming this every week on a Wednesday here at evosr.tv. Maxime Ramstein with a brilliant drive, nice and aggressive, getting him up to P2. Marcel Fassbender, P3. Justin Brunner up 10 spots into P4. Nicholas Fontana held on well to get P5. Mathieu Prudhomme in P6. And then we had Jorge Augusto take home the win for the TCRs from Alex Neller, Fraser Smith, Mateusz Zajoki, and Nick Veltenar. So, Mr. Salt, I guess we should start at the beginning of the race where something occurred. What that was, I do not know. So let's go and have a little look, shall we?
What, with Fraser Smith or something that I've forgotten completely?
The GT4s.
I can't remember.
Well, we clearly had something.
Just to answer Jonathan Stegger's question, thank you for the sub, Jonathan. See you guys next week. Indeed, yes, we are streaming this series every week on a Wednesday night UK time. The 8:15 race, it will be the top split. So if you're, I'm going to say if you're good enough, but it's also if you're lucky enough to get into this split, we'll see you on track. So what have we got? Riley Thompson, we're on board with.
We've
seen the spin further in front of him, haven't we?
And we're going to have Bang.
Oh dear. And then the TCRs, look, they're not far behind at that point.
Oh, we've
Oh,
got
there we've got a car over there. And then,
look,
oh Jesus.
Okay, right. We're going to dig a little bit deeper into this because I want to find exactly what has happened. So it's going to be, who is it? Who is the one who spins?
It looks like he's spun on his own, doesn't it?
It is
Gonzaga.
It's our rallying driver.
Oh, that's Tyson Mayer, isn't it? In the is it Geo's? I can't even pronounce it.
Geodesic, I think.
There you go.
So Louise goes for the. Oh, that's never a move. And
no, that's not Tyson's fault, I don't think. Especially in lap 1 with cold tires. Just be patient. Just wait. If you're quick, well, you'll get it.
and
that, yeah.
And this is now chaos. We've got a car driving off to the left.
Yeah. Which way do you go? Which way do you go? I'd be the person that is what we're going to see here. This would be me. That's me. That always is the person.
And then, so if we then flick back, Fraser, how did you?
We need to see this. This is the moment I've been waiting for. I don't know. Like, either everything's wrong and he didn't start in 9th, or is it the front? Oh no! All right. So he didn't start. So
that's green flag.
Cool. So he's got the green flag. He's still. Oh, okay. Mateus. If you look at the number 2 car, Mateus gets all out of shape, and that means Alex Neller and whoever that in on the front row is.
So green
Mateus,
flag is about now.
Yeah, so they're racing from about now, aren't they? Well, in fact, this is already
you
in
can see left-hand wing mirror. Fraser's already gone. And then you're going to have Mateus launch up the inside. And
then, Fraser's just patient, isn't he? And
that is how that was achieved. Lovely drifts, though.
Yeah. I mean, that was a questionable start by Mateus, but that gifted Fraser Smith that lead, didn't he? From, I think, 3rd place? Yeah, 3rd, was he?
Yeah.
He on the inside will have been 3rd, wouldn't
he? So we then had... Trying to find it, but there's no guarantee. There it is. I found it. This moment.
Oh, yeah. The moment.
Yeah, we're going to roll this back because this was a cracking fight.
Well, looking at that, what we've just seen, it looks like Fraser did enough in terms of got the gap to where it needed to be to survive that, whereas... Let's have a look.
So, I think if we go with right rear... Nope, not Alex. So, yes. Oh, wow. They're very close. So, because what we're going to find... So we've got Jorge on the outside of Fraser. Fraser says, no, you're not going round. That gives Alex the run. That's going to then allow him to go up the hill.
You can see the speed difference, can't you? Alex now on the outside.
And so he's going to take this. And so obviously Fraser was a little bit slow. I'm sure there was a little bit of contact there.
So I think here, though, I think Fraser's probably got the right braking point for a normal lap. Whereas these guys, in the moment, they both want to make it happen, don't they?
Absolutely.
Which is understandable, but I guess considering at this point, I'd say it's a racing incident. I don't actually think. Let's have a look. I like the livery on Alex Neller's car. It's like a Spitfire, isn't it?
And they're already.
So look at Fraser. He's already slowed the car down. Quite a lot, in fact. Or maybe just enough to what he needed.
I
think
think
look at them all bunch up.
Because of the slow-mo, it makes him look a lot slower. I think
you're right. He's done nothing wrong, has he, Fraser? Just like I said, he's just taken the normal speed into that on what would be a normal lap.
They're not stopping.
Yeah. Fraser did well to get through that unscathed. We lost Alex, but I mean, I am pleased to see Alex finish in second despite that.
Yeah.
So he's clearly, despite that, had some great pace. But I wonder if we just saw... I wonder if Fraser and... I can't remember who... Is it Jorge in front?
Yes.
I wonder if they just had moments, scruffy a race, and Alex Nello managed to get it back. So he finished in second, good for him. Fraser Smith finished in third. Again, a solid race for him.
And the last thing that I do want to have a look at is this man.
Oh yeah, the crash that our leader had. At this point, he had a huge gap. I'd imagine it was about 15 seconds, if not more.
So
because I know he was at 12 seconds at one point early on.
So this is the lap that it happens. So
okay, we'll watch it unfold then.
And those cars look maybe like they might be the culprit. Only because he obviously lost his boot and his spoiler.
Yeah.
He's got 15
it is.
seconds.
Look, if we looked at the car that was doing the in-lap, it's the car that's in, I can't remember his name now. Finished 8th, I think. Yeah, Diogo.
Yeah. Diogo.
So I reckon this is into the corkscrew.
Yeah.
Or here.
Yeah. Now it will be here.
Oh, it's there, all right.
It is there.
Oh dear. But like I said, he had such a gap on P2. Maxim Ramstein in P2 that he managed to.
The main thing, I think, lesson for that is when you've got that big a lead, you don't need to take a risk like that.
Yeah, it's a very good point. It's a very good point. He sort of bounced across the curb, didn't he? Into the path of Diogo. And it's a corner which is, even when you're just on your own driving that corner, you want to take it as quick as possible, and you certainly don't want a car on your inside.
Yeah.
Or on your outside, for that matter. But yeah, and like you said, at that point, if you've got a 20-second gap to P2, just wait.
Yeah.
You know, could have been worse. Could have lost a wheel given this new tyre model. Could have bent this, suspension. Could have been out the race.
But
and yeah, I mean, it was he gained 89, so it'd have been a big loss if it had gone to the pits.
Indeed, but he lives to fight another day. He still picks up the win.
He did. Good for him. 89 iRacing gained, and 53 gained for Jorge Augusto, who won the TCRs. Shall we end it there, Tom? I think we've covered all the action. Track next week. Let's have a look at them, actually, because I think we've got the whole series to show you over the 12 weeks that we'll be covering this. We've already picked up quite a few drivers in terms of recognising them, more so from the TCR series, obviously, because this is a new car, the GT4 that we're watching. So we hope to see some regular faces so we can follow their journey throughout this series. Again, Wednesday nights at 8:15 UK time. Again, it would be the top split. It would be the Michelin Pilot Challenge series every week. Is it not working, Tom?
No,
Are we having trouble?
No, after all of my...
Maybe go live. Maybe come out of the replay. Can you even go live? I don't know if it'll let you at this point. What is it? Do we know what the track is next week?
It's Sebring. I can tell. I know it is Sebring, but unfortunately,
the whole week's... Oh, it just flashed up temporarily. There we go.
There we go. We found it. There it is.
Sebring next week. Sonoma Raceway. Rarely see that one. Snetterton 300. Looking forward to that as well. Week 5. Silverstone 2011. That'd be a good one. Mount Panorama as well. Mid-Ohio. Yeah, that's... Yeah. I don't really get on with that track. Mount Panorama at the end. That'd be fantastic, actually, in this series. Yeah. That'd be really good. Donington Park suits the series really well. So it's a good... Yeah, it's a really good 12 weeks. Some solid tracks in there. Suzuka's always good. Yeah, it's going to be good. So, yeah, join us next week, 8:15, same time. If you've been watching, if you like what you see, please give us a subscribe. And we hope to see you back here soon. But until then, until next week, we will bid you farewell. And thanks for watching and see you again soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.